fam, welcome back to my channel. We're all about love, positivity, being a girl boss, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how often you should post on your social medias. This video should be really quick because I'm really just going to go through and let y'all know how often you should upload on your social medias, as well as what things you can use to schedule your content in advance. If you're new to this channel, then go ahead and subscribe and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future girl boss videos. If you're not new to this channel, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. And yeah, let's get into the video. So let's start with Facebook. Facebook, the best practices for posting is once a day. There have been studies that have shown that when you post more than once a day on Facebook, your engagement actually decreases, and once a day usually is plenty in order to keep your audience coming back for more if your content is of good quality. But in all actuality, I've had people who I managed who got away with and had great engagement posting once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week on Facebook. I would say that it's more about how much quality you can promote on Facebook, because Facebook is more ad generated, and so it'll really be about how good your images are and how good your ads are, as opposed to how often you post on there. Next is Twitter. Twitter is my favorite social media in the whole world, y'all. Like, if y'all know me, y'all know that I love Twitter. I'm a Twitter head. I be on both of my Twitter accounts, both the business one and the regular one. Follow me on Twitter. Basically, on Twitter, the best thing about Twitter that I do love is it's the more the better. You can push out content again and again and again, and nobody's going to get annoyed, because that is just how Twitter works. And Twitter has, to me, one of the best reaches, because instead of having to use hashtags to reach people, you can use hashtags and it works as well. But instead of having to use hashtags as people search in a term, and if you use that same term in your tweet, they will find you. People can use keyword search. It's so cool with Twitter, because if you're talking about something that somebody else is interested in and they're looking for it on Twitter, they will find your tweet, especially if they go to latest, or if your tweet gets enough engagement within the first little while that it ends up in top posts. So for me, I post at least 3 to 5 times a day, at least. If you can post once every hour, then do that, okay? Next is Pinterest. Tailwind makes my life so much easier. I took an e-course about how to promote my Pinterest, and if you would like to get that e-course, it'll be in the description box below. But it basically said that I needed to pin like 100 times a day. 80% other people's content, 20% my content, until your Pinterest gets big enough, and then it'll be 20% other people's content, 80% your own. With Pinterest, what's really key is making sure that you have new, fresh pins. You need to make sure that you're constantly creating new pins for your stuff, because that is what's really going to get you pushing on Pinterest. But Pinterest is not one of those things where there's like a little bit of amount that you can post and it's going to get you places. No, you got to utilize Pinterest. The more you utilize Pinterest and everything that it has to offer, the better you can. But if you utilize Tailwind, then you can do the 100 pins a day for the whole week in an hour on a Sunday or something, as long as you have your images ready. But make sure that you remember, because this is one of the newest things that I've heard and that has made a big difference on my Pinterest accounts and others, is making sure that you are making and creating fresh pins. Now, Instagram. Most people say with Instagram that posting once a day is what you should be doing. Now, personally, I am not one of those people. I'm not one of those people who will tell you to post every day. If you're one of those people who can post every day and your quality still be good and you're not like racking your brain trying to figure out what to post, then post every day. I was posting on my Instagram every day, and it really wasn't that hard for me. But the thing about posting every day is that it's not necessary. What's important is being consistent in being active every day. It's really more about how often you are engaging and being involved with your audience on Instagram than it is how often you post. Now, I'm not saying you can post once a week or once a month and that'd be okay. What I'm saying is, though, that you can get away with and still do just as good on Instagram, posting only 3 times a week. I do know somebody who's very popular on Instagram who only posts once a month and has been only posting once a month from the very beginning. There was never a time when she posted consistently to grow. However, the best practice, I personally would say, as a social media manager, what has worked the best for my clients is posting 3 to 4 times a week on Instagram, as long as you're consistently being engaged and active on the profile and platform itself. Maybe getting involved in stories every day to every other day, but having to post something on your feed every single day, I do not feel like is a necessary thing for Instagram. It's about quality over quantity. So as many posts as you can do of good quality with the best engage with the best engagement. You'll have time to engage and reply to comments and all that stuff. As many of those as you can do a week, do that. Now for scheduling tools. For all of these things, it'll be a whole lot easier trying to be consistent if you were to schedule your content. Please do not be one of those people who are trying to post 50,000 different things and you're trying to do it all manually, because your head will explode. So there's that. The platforms that I have used personally for myself and for my clients, I have used Tailwind for Instagram and Pinterest. I have used Later, I have used Buffer, and I have used Hootsuite. My favorite for Instagram is Later. And I like Later because, one, you can not only schedule your hashtags, which you can do on Tailwind too, which is why I liked it, but you can schedule your hashtags. It's easier to use. It's simpler. Buffer was not my favorite. Of all of them, I think Buffer is my least favorite. But the thing that I like about Buffer and Hootsuite is that those are the things that you can use the majority of your platforms to schedule. On both of those, you can have 3 profiles on there at once for free, and you can schedule on 3 different social media accounts on both of those platforms for free. And it is not like that with Later, and it is not like that with Tailwind, which is why I still ended up using Hootsuite, because of that fact that I can't use all the platforms for all my clients on one thing, and that's just easier and simpler to deal with than trying to have it for all this different, have a bunch of different stuff that you think works best with each individual social media. So if you would like to schedule content for multiple social medias at once, I would suggest that you use Hootsuite or Buffer, depending on which one you like. I would say Hootsuite for me is better, but Buffer to me looks a little bit more simple and a little bit easier to use to me. But if you're using Pinterest, I would definitely suggest that you go with Tailwind. Tailwind is nobody has beat Tailwind yet. Nobody. Period. If you found this video helpful, if you found these tips helpful, then go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, then also let me know in the comment section down below. Give me a big thumbs up. And also, if you have not seen any of the other videos for this week, this social media week on my channel, then make sure that you go. We have talked about target audience. We have talked about what platforms to choose. We have talked about curating content for your target audience. You want to make sure that you are getting all of the information that you can. So please do not hesitate. Go to the social media marketing playlist and play all of those social media videos. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Follow me on all of my social medias. I am on everything, as you can see me sitting here talking, and they should all be in the description box below. And I will see you guys in the next video.